Hi, hope everyone out there is well this evening. I am coming to you to talk to you about some real stuff. This stuff is not made up. We have girls who are living with this every day. Fatherlessness. Fatherless girls grow up. Take, for example, I tried to make a little poll, but I'm not sure if it's posting. It was my first time trying it, so I'm not sure how that's going to go. But the poll asked, so you can chime in with your responses. If your 16-year-old daughter came to you and said that her father reached out to her and she hasn't heard from him since she was 7 years old, how would you reply? I gave 3 options. Tell her to ignore him, tell her to respond, or tell her it's her decision. So chime in, type in the comments, what would you tell your 16-year-old daughter if her father reappeared out of nowhere? You know what, technology connecting is virtually easy now. So would you tell your daughter to ignore her dad? Would you tell your daughter to respond to her dad? Or would you tell your daughter it's all up to her? So that's what we're going to talk about this evening. This message, I am going to give some quick tools on how to help that fatherless girl, because she will grow up. She will grow up to be a teenager and then a woman. So we need to know how to address her. So for all of you who are tuning in, some of you know and some of you may not know, but I am Renee Murray, author, inspirationalist, and mentor. I am the author of the well-sought book, Daddy, Do You Love Me? This book targets girls ages 13 to 17, and I actually had some adults read the book and give me favorable responses and how it had helped them even into adulthood. So adults, you may read this book as well, but it is focused on that girl whose father voluntarily left her life. So let me just say this to the mothers out there. Mothers, it is not okay to make it difficult for your child's father to be a part of her life. If he wants to be a positive, responsible father, that little girl needs him in her life. However, if he is not going to be positive, if he's going to continue to break promises, if he's going to do nothing but share negativity, or if he simply chooses not to be a part, it is not okay to force him to do something he does not want to do, because we all have free will, and God gave us all the responsibility when it comes to being a parent, and either they're going to choose to do it or they're not going to choose to do it. And mother, regardless if he chooses not to do it, you have to accept it and you have to move on. You have to do what you have to do to make sure your daughter is loved, cared for, safe, and protected. So I want to give that message to single mothers, because in this work that I have been called to do, so many single mothers are making it so difficult for their child's father to be a positive influence. We're talking about positivity, okay? So I'm going to jump right in, because this is the real, okay? I'm going to put my words into action. I'm going to put this book into action. And I'm actually going to read a snippet of an essay that my daughter, or a memoir that my daughter wrote for her, her classroom assignment. And I'm just going to choose parts so that we can have a discussion. So go ahead and type it in. Okay, Ms. Johnson, I see that you would tell her to respond. Okay, if I miss anyone, if you can retype it, because it scrolls pretty quickly and I'm trying to keep up. So that's, again, if your 16-year-old daughter, father appears out of nowhere, he reaches out to her on social networking, he emails her, he's been missing out of her life since she was 5 years old, and all of a sudden he reappears and reaches out to her, would you tell your daughter to ignore him, tell her to respond, or tell her it's up to her? So it looks like so far I have that she will be told to respond. Okay, so while you guys are writing, typing in your answers there, I am going to read a snippet. There's just certain parts I want to discuss this evening. And so she writes, not too long ago, my mom wrote the book entitled Daddy, Do You Love Me? It's available online and at AnitaReneeMurray.com. Had to put that plug in there, right? So not too long ago, my mom wrote a book entitled Daddy, Do You Love Me? And I am reading from her actual memoir. It's a devotional geared to young girls whose father had willingly left them like mine, and fathers of those girls. I'm honestly really proud that my mom was able to take my pain and use it to help other girls so that they don't have to go through it feeling alone, like they're the only ones feeling this way. Okay, and I'm going to skip down and I'm going to talk about the real life situation which you can find in this book, Daddy, Do You Love Me, to help these girls cope with the absenceness of their father. So this is one day she was at high school. She was walking around with one of her favorite people, just talking and chilling. They were in the hallway and she looked down at her phone on my direct message on Instagram, and she had a message request. It says, and I quote, "I love you and I miss you so much." I was like, who the heck is this? I click on the account. It has no post. I look at the picture. It's him, my daddy, and I was shook. I didn't know what to do or how to act. So this particular day, my daughter kept ringing my phone. I was in a meeting. I couldn't answer, but she kept ringing. So I stepped out of the meeting. She texted me. I said, what is it? She said, please call me. So I stepped out. I went and got the phone, and she was like, Ma, he just texted me. I'm like, he who? My daddy just texted me. And it took me a minute because Armani does have an active stepdad in her life, and I didn't know she was referring to her stepdad or her biological dad, and she said it was her biological dad. Now, as a parent, as a single mom who raised this girl by herself with the support of family and church members as well for 7 years, for him just to pop up and disrupt her school day, first of all, I was furious. I was a little upset, and I wanted to respond on her behalf. I wanted to say some choice words to him. Now, some of you may be saying, okay, she got this social networking, why isn't it private? Well, my daughter is into art, and she's looking to be art as her side job where she could bring in some extra money. So I did allow her to get an Instagram page where she displayed all her artwork that she does. She's actually got a lot of requests through it as well. So that page is public, because I did immediately ask her, hey, Armani, isn't your page supposed to be private? And then she reminded me that she has this public art page in which he connected her through, which shows that he is trying to search for her. And I was feeling some type of way because, like I said, I've raised somebody from when she was 7, and my daughter's actually now 15. And he just dropped. He left all his cards on the table. So I wanted to respond on her behalf. But the mother in me, and knowing the importance of a father-daughter relationship, I digressed. I said, Armani, what do you want to do? And then I said, Armani, she said she said she didn't know. I said, well, you don't have to decide right now. I said, it's your choice. Do you want to block him? Do you want to respond to him? Do you want to know him? I'm leaving that up to you, because you're at an age now where you can make these type of decisions. And my mind, because again, I know how important these relationships are, I had to self-talk myself and remind myself what I'm encouraging other people to do in Daddy, Do You Love Me? And I said, whatever you decide, we will talk about it and we will go from there. See, I already knew and had made up my mind that I would not try to keep her dad from her if he's going to come and be positive. But I would not allow him to come in her life and be a negative influence. We're not doing that, because she has been resilient and overcame so much. So that is the answer to the question that I gave Armani. I told her it is up to her. And I allowed her to make that decision. And I told her not to rush. I told her to pray about it and make sure she gets direction on if this is going to be a positive relationship. And if she wants to respond tomorrow or next year, I'm leaving it all up to her, because she's at the age where she can make that decision. However, if it is a child and she's in elementary school, she cannot make that decision whether she wants daddy to be a part of her life or not. That's when it's up to a mother to make that decision based on the qualities and character of the dad who chose to walk away. If he's coming back, then you need to find out what his intent is. Is he going to be there to be a supportive parent, or is he just coming to be messy? Because some people come to be messy, and we don't have time for that, okay? So that's what I want to come to you and talk to you about tonight. This fatherless daughter is serious. It is a serious matter. Fatherless girls grow up, they become adults, and they have to make decisions. Now I'm going to leave this with Armani's closing paragraph. And then if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to me here on social media. You can reach to me at iwrite@AnitaReneeMurray.com. You can visit my website, AnitaReneeMurray.com. And also for you fatherless daughters in Orangeburg, South Carolina and surround, on November the 10th, I'm coming to you. I'm having a fatherless daughter session. It's called Conversations with Daughters, Let's Chat About Daddy, where I'm going to be diving into different parenting styles and different daughter types so that you can continue to recognize your hurt and have tools to continue to heal, in addition to Daddy, Do You Love Me? Registration is only $10. I will have registration at the door, but the location has changed, so you will need to connect with me to let me know if you are interested in your teen girl attending this session. It is appropriate from girls ages 13 to 17 years old. Find me on social media and let me know if you need her to be a part. Light breakfast and a light lunch will be provided, and it's only a $10 registration fee. So I'm going to leave you guys with this evening on what Armani, or how Armani ended her memoir. I really hate that I still call him daddy. It feels wrong because he doesn't deserve that privilege. A dad is someone who gets up and takes care of a child, whether it's theirs or not. That man isn't my dad. Surely my daddy, not anymore. Surely not my daddy, not anymore. He's my father, and he simply helped in creating me a sperm donor. My granddad, he's my dad. My uncle, dad. My cousins, dads. My mom's friends, they've helped me grow, dads. My stepdad, that's my dad. My biological dad, he's just a father, nothing more. I haven't decided if I'll let him back into my life or not. Right now, his messages are still in my other category on Instagram. As for right now, that's where he'll stay. So once again, he left her at age of 7. My daughter is now 15. He reached out to her on Instagram. I never badmouthed Armani's dad in front of her, meaning I never said anything negative about him. However, when she began to observe what was going on, when she was mature enough to handle the conversation, I explained to her that her dad wasn't present and he simply wasn't doing his role. But I've never said anything negative about them. But when she became mature enough, she found out the truth and she formed her own opinion. Moms, you do not have to badmouth your child's absent father, because when she grows up, she's going to resent you. She's not going to resent him. So don't do that. Don't add fuel to the fire. Negativity is not the answer. Continue to be that positive influence in your daughter's life. Encourage her. Get other father figures in life. Look to God for direction and for people who can come in and help you raise that daughter. But don't badmouth them. That's the lesson that I lived every day in Armani's life. Even when he was active and he talked negative about me, I still never talked negative about him. One, I'm not a negative person. And two, I told myself earlier that I would not be the reason that my daughter dislikes her dad or does not want to be with her dad because of anything I said or done. So I allowed her to form her own opinion. And as you can see, she is coping. She is addressing the book. She's told several friends about the book. She's even taken orders from teachers at school who have purchased the book. So my daughter is becoming a mature, intelligent young lady who is able to discern when someone is for her or against her. And I pray that God continue to lead her that way. And whatever decision she makes about her father's Instagram that he sent her, is going to be okay with me if it's okay with God and if it's okay with her mind. And I'll leave y'all with this evening. Remember, in anything you do, seek God first for direction. Don't lean on to your own understanding. Seek God. Allow him to give you discernment and he will direct your paths. I hope you all have a great evening. Check me out on the website, AnitaReneeMurray.com. Good night.